So, I wouldn't say there's any really easy way to change your life. I think most people know that. I mean, when it comes to changing your life, it's really just a bunch of small steps that add up, and it ultimately connects different things in your life that allow them to grow in different ways. There's never really a set way to do it. You kind of try to figure it out for yourself. Because we're all different, we all got our own paths that we're supposed to take. There should never be a circumstance where you're trying to follow down someone else's path, maybe to an extent, but once it gets to a certain point, you're gonna have to figure it out for yourself. And you're gonna have to think, okay, what can I do here that I can utilize with the things that I've been given from God, right? Now, I think it's super important. This has been what's easy for me, personally, is people always talk about having a mentor, right? And I think a mentor is great. But I think now it can be a lot harder to have a set mentor. But I think a lot of people misinterpret mentor just by having, a physical person that you can interact with, talk to, one-on-one time. But I think a mentor is just anyone that you can really look up to and admire and learn from. And so when it comes to like a mentor for me, I always kind of have someone in mind that usually it's someone that I resonate with, or that I see a lot of qualities about myself in that person. And that's what's easy for me, is having that person I look up to. I can be like, okay, I want to be like that guy. Like, he does that, that's what I want to be like. I want to do what he's doing right there. But like I said earlier, you get so far along the path, you can only go so far with what someone's doing, right? You can't completely copy a person and just be like, okay, I want to be like that guy. I want to be exactly what he is. I want to be him. You can't be that person, but you can follow the things that he does and utilize the things that you have, utilize what you've been given, and improve what you already have, right? So personally, as a college student, coming into college, I kind of had a vision of who I wanted to be, but I wouldn't have had that vision if it weren't for people around me that I admired, right? I always admired someone. They kind of gave me that role model, kind of big brother, influence on me, and I always looked up to them. And I think those people allowed me to have a clear vision, right? And so when it comes to a mentor, this could be maybe a celebrity, right? Maybe a business owner, entrepreneur, whoever it may be. I think we all got some people in mind that we can think of when I say those titles. But yes, a mentor to me is just someone you can look up to, admire, and learn from. And I think that's one of the easiest ways to get started on your journey. But again, you have to be able to visualize. It's almost impossible if you're not able to visualize what that looks like. You can watch what these people do all you want. Watch how successful they are, watch how much you like them, watch how much they're admired, respected, whatever. But you have to be able to visualize for yourself. What would you look like if you started doing these things and became this kind of person, right? And this is why visualization, is so important. A lot of people are pretty gifted at doing it. I like to think that I do visualize who I want to be on a pretty regular basis, but I think it's necessary to do it on a daily basis, which I definitely lack, and I could do a lot better at myself. So if you're seeing this, I want you to think about, what would your visualization look like for you to become the person you want to be, right? What would you look like if you were to go all in right now with God, with your faith? If you were to go all in with the things that you need to do to improve your life, to be the person you want to be, what would it look like right now? You got to visualize it. And over a period of time, that visualization, right, that's how it becomes true. You do it over and over again. This is why I think doing it daily is so important. Whatever it may be for you, if it's coming up with a mental model of, you can literally come up with a picture of who you think you look like. I think that helps a lot. But again, like I said, just one of the easiest ways is having those people you look up to. And we all do. We all have people we look up to. But you gotta utilize that for yourself. All right? or you're never going to be anybody. I'm not saying this is the only way to visualize the successful version of you. I'm not saying you only have to look up to people, but it's just an easy way to do it, for me at least. So yeah, visualization is so important. And then tying in with that, I believe affirmations are very real. But it's because of the affirmations, it's because of the confirmation, right? When you affirm yourself these things, right? Give yourself these affirmations, give yourself these titles, tell yourself who you want to be repeatedly over and over again. Watch it start to happen, right? For me personally, when I tell myself kind of what I want to be, I'm not too sure on if I'm actually becoming that person, but over time, I get these random confirmations, right? Whether it's someone telling me straight up, hey man, you're doing a great job. Or, hey man, I respect you. I've watched what you become, you know, you're growing a lot. Or if it's a confirmation from God. And a lot of the times that's more vivid to me, is those confirmations from God, not even just a person. But that's really what keeps me going personally, is having those confirmations.